Mine's not as good or emotional. First off, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. It's awesome. I'd like to thank Greg and Alita for putting on this party. I'd like to thank Alita's bridesmaids and Anna for throwing an awesome shower and putting up with James, Pat, and myself. It would have been a lot different if we had more say. And thank goodness we didn't. So I met Greg the first day at St. Mike's. Instantly became best buds. And there's a lot of qualities I admire about him. He knows the words to every song. He can see walk.
Yes.
Which we'll do later.
Prove it.
He take him anywhere. He fits in with any crowd, and he's pretty even keeled. Perfect example is so me and Greg have both been deported from England, which is pretty hard coming from America. And in Greg's words, he shrugged it off, ate some chips, stayed in a holding cell, and flew home. And luckily for me, Greg had gone first, because I would not be as calm. So I just pictured Greg eating chips while his bunkmates prayed towards Mecca. And what would Greg do became my mantra. And thankfully that worked, but I did eat about 43 bags of chips. Just Greg sitting there. One of the nicest, so my freshman year, my little sister Stinky, came up to visit, and I must have had a test or something, because I went to bed early. And so I tested our friendship by leaving her in Greg's hands. And obviously Greg came through, took her out. He was walking back from the townhouses, and he would stop. Where's Stinky? She'd be located. And then they could proceed. But in typical Greg fashion, he would start talking, and then he would remember his responsibility and be like, where's Stinky? He came through, and I feel like if you leave your underage sister in a freshman dorm with someone, that's about as much trust as you can put in someone. And Greg came through. And then Alita came to St. Mike's. How are you? You having fun? You look amazing. Everyone here knows Alita has a very distinct voice. I'm not as good as Big G, but I'm gonna try. And my first memory of Alita is her voice. So, to paint the picture, so at the time when I met Alita, me, Greg, and 14 of our buds live in a place called Senior Home. I probably shouldn't, but I will. And so the building was condemned, reopened for us to live there, and then closed shortly after. In hindsight, it was pretty gross, and at the time, it was very gross. Like, we knew. So one morning, around 3 p.m., I wake up. I walk out of my room, and across the hall are a bunch of guys and this girl eating day-old Domino's wings.
For Father's Day.
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. It's cool. I was just sleeping. She'd probably come back from studying at the library. I don't know. So I walk across the hall, and I just hear, oh, by the way, my nickname's Chach in college. I just hear, Chach, you want a wing? My first look, you know I want a wing. So I secured a wing, and then I started to assess the situation. And I go, who's this girl? She completely at ease, and probably an intimidating bunch of guys, and I want to say gross, but less than like clean situation. You hear a lot of these speeches. This is the moment I knew so-and-so was perfect for each other. But I should have known right then that the confident young woman with day-old wing sauce dripping down her cheek was the one for Greg. I mean, he had pizza in his mouth. So, Alita and I used to jokingly sing this song, and the lyrics were, "You make me want to leave the one I'm with, start a relationship with you, that's what you do." But Alita, for the life of her, could not get the words right. Or perhaps always got them right. And she would say, "You make me want to keep the one I'm with." Greg, I can't think of a better gift. I didn't bring you and Alita together. Wings, love, and fate took care of that. I can't think of a better gift than helping you keep the love of your life. So I'd like everyone to grab a drink. Start how we start all toasts to the greatest country in the world, and those who fight to keep it free.
America.
And to Greg and Alita, to paraphrase Mr. S. Carter, may the best of your yesterdays be the worst of your tomorrows. I love you.
Oh my God.
Boy!
Cheers.